ladies and gents, I hope everyone's alright. I'm just coming on very quickly because I've got a bit of spare time. And I just want to share this card with you. I'm going to be using my sponges. I've cut a piece of fresh fig. Love this card stuff. Just cut an A4 in half and scored it in half. Then I've used a piece of DSP out of the Rose Garden, I believe. Let me just check. Petal Garden, sorry, which is this one. And I've just cut a piece, 1/4 of an inch all round, smaller. Okay, so it just gives us that little border. Okay, then I cut a piece of very vanilla, and I actually cut it, I think it was 1/2 inch in height. Yeah, 1/2 inch in height, and again about 1/4 inch on each side smaller, just so I could see the paper behind it. That's the only reason, and you'll see why in a minute. So what I'm going to be doing is taking my piece of very vanilla. Now this come in the Memories and More, remember when I showed you? I'm trying to keep the glare off because it's very sunny today. In the Memories and More pack, and it was the, let me just see, Petal Garden pack. Okay, and do you remember I said to you, you could use them as a stencil because they are gold foiled on that side and white on that side. Now what you don't want to do is use the white side, you want to use the gold side, and that's what I'm going to do here. Okay, I've just lined it up with me paper, excuse me, and I've took Berry Burst and Fresh Fig ink. Okay, and I'm going to use some of my sponges that I've already cut. Let me just see, yeah. And that one. Okay, and we're just going to go round in a circular motion. I'm getting terrible glare off that foil, it's nearly blinding me. Just going to go round in a circular motion. You don't want to pick up too much of your ink, but just enough. Okay, so we're just going to you can also sellotape this down if you wish. I am just rolling my sponge backwards and forwards over the ink. Okay, so there's my dark colour on. Now for my Berry Burst. Just roll it over the top of the ink and just blend it in with what you've already done. Now unfortunately you are going to have to hold it down if you don't stick it. But it's ink, it's fun. It's even funner getting it off. And I can't actually see this because, as I say, the doodad is glaring in my eyes, so I'm actually blinded. Okay, now we can remove that, and look at that. And you can just wipe that down and use it over and over again. But I just wanted to show you that. Okay, so that's what we've got. Now I'm going to rip it. And always rip towards you because you have more control. Over your card and paper. I'm going to rip up this because I managed to just go inside the edge. So I'm just going to rip in there. Now honestly, a little bit of ink, look, I've hardly covered them sponges, so a little bit of ink does go a very long way, okay, just so you know that. And I've done this type of card the other day, and one of my friends said it was spot on. She said that's the type of card I love. So this is for you. Just throw that scrap in my bin. Okay, so that's what we're left with. So now I'm going to go in with my sponge again, and I'm just going to brush over the edges and work it in with the lighter colour as well. And I almost want to rough that up, but I might do that with my scissors because it looks, I don't know, against the other. Right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bone folder and I'm just going to do it this way. I'm just going to roll that up there. Okay, so that's what it looks like now. So we've got a bit of a rough bit going on there. And I'm just going to wipe the sponge across it. I'm not putting any pressure on it, I'm just wiping the sponge across it. That's all I've done. Okay, so I can now get rid of them sponges. So that's what we've got now. And I want to rough that bottom up. Scissors. I can't find my paper snips. There is somewhere. Oh Christ, she's left me close to it. Yeah. These are sharper. These are my Stampin' Up ones and I love them. And I always keep the protector on them so that the blades don't get. So I'm just gonna rough that up. And I don't care if the scissors go into it, dig into it or what, but I'm just roughing it up. If it cuts into it, it cuts into it, I don't care. Just get rid of all the bits. So that's what we've got at the minute. Okay, I'll just put my lid on my snip. So now I'm going to do another stamp over the top of that, and this goes with this pack as well. Now you can see I've already got the stamp there of what I've just done basically, but I thought I would show you you can use them as a mask or a stencil. And I'm just going to now stamp this beautiful rose. And I'm not going to use my stamper misty type thing. I am going to actually use a block, and this is block E. Okay, and you can see that just fits on there perfect. Now I'm just going to get my black ink. I don't very often use black ink, but I want to for this. I normally prefer grey ink because I think it looks more hand-drawn, if you like. I better get these inks shut out now, otherwise I'm going to stick my arm in them. Right, so now I'll put this ink over here. Now with this ink, It's not like our normal inks. It's basic black, but you'll see the pad is different. It's not so much spongy, it's more of a material look. So what you're best doing is stamp, twist, stamp. It'll make sense. You'll get the gist of it. So we're going to cover the whole of our, then we're going to twist to make sure it gets into all the nooks and crannies. Okay, and I am just going to roll that back a bit, and I am just going to go for it there. And just leave it a couple of seconds. I've got ink all over my nail. Just give it a couple of seconds. It is a big stamp, and I normally say give your stamps 5 seconds for the ink to transfer it onto your paper. Now this black will take a little bit longer to dry, so I hope you can see that gorgeous rose. Okay, in the black. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this stamp off before it stays like that, and I'm going to use my stampin' scrub. And of course open it the wrong way, and some spray on there. Should have done this all before. Got this all prepped, and I'm just going to scrub on that side. And this is a brilliant tool because not only does it clean your stamps, it also conditions them and stops them from drying out. So it's a brilliant, fantastic tool. Okay, and there's my stamp clean for my next use, and it smells gorgeous, that stuff. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to bring in my pencils, and that one, and oh, get out. Glue or something stuck on it. So I'm going to use these 3 colours, Rich Razzleberry, Old Olive and Melon Mambo. Okay, so my leaves, now you're going to have to go really hard with these to get all that lovely pigmentation onto that where we've just stenciled, inked. Think of the word there. Now you can also go back in once you've gone over it with your pen to make it darker, and you know, especially if you're using the water colour paper, you can go in as many times as you like, but as you know, this is just our very vanilla. It's our ordinary everyday paper. I'm sat right in front of the window, and I've got the window open. I don't know whether you can hear the sea. And the sweat is lashing off me. Right, so I'm going to do that really dark as I can get them. Okay, now my blender pen. I had that. Could use my markers actually. Do you know, I keep forgetting I've got them because they're out of view. And we're just going to smooth that all in. Just give it a quick just to take the harshness off the pencil off, that's all I'm doing. Make sure you clean them off. My goodness, don't know what's on there. Always have a piece of scrap or something underneath you. Now for the outside of this, I'm going to use the darker one. Okay, and I'm even going to go over the torn end. And you can hear that I'm really pressing on this now. I didn't really want to make this video so long, but I just want to show you, you know, think outside the box with the stuff that you buy from Stampin' Up. Sometimes, you know, there is other things you can do with it apart from the obvious. And that's what I wanted to show you, basically. Mind you, I'm an unusual type anyway. Even my jewellery and everything, I like to have unusual jewellery, and it drives my kids nuts. So it does drive my kids bananas, well, me girls. And then I'm going in the middle with the lighter. I think this is Melon Mambo, but again I'm still putting that pressure on the tip, on the nib of the pencil. Okay, so now I'm going to go back in again just to move that colour around a little bit, just to take the harshness off the pencil lines. That's all I'm doing. Because you know when you colour yourself you get left with them horrible pencil lines. Well, I don't want that. So that's why I'm doing that. And then the Melon Mambo bit in the middle. I'm going to do that as well. But I must invest in some of our watercolour paper. I have used the shimmer one before with the watercolour, and that's good as well. So there we go. Oops. I'll just lift that up now and you can see what I've done. So I didn't want to completely cover the underneath, because I do want to give it some definition where it's lying on top, if you know what I mean. And then the rose head there. Okay, so now we're going to assemble our card. Now that we've got all that out the way. And where have I put it? Here it is. Right, and you all know that I use this, wherever I've put it, where have I put it? Oh. This because my hands, not because anything to do with Stampin' Up, just because of my hands, that's all it is. I mean, when I wake up of a morning, I can't even hold a cup of tea. That's how bad my hands get. So, you know, it's nothing other than that. Okay. And then this is going to lie over the top. Let me bring it it down a bit so I can put my sentiment in there. And I must tell you, Stampin' Up has brought out a new stenciling paste, and you can add, you know, your re-inkers, you can add them to it to make it go any colour that you like. But I don't know whether it would work with these or whether it just works with the plastic stencils, so you know, do it at your own risk. So I'm just going to apply that on there. As I say, that's our little. Okay, I'm going to get my punch, and I'll have to be good and use this one. Can't use my old one no more. And no, it's awful. And I had some scrap. I knew I did. Out of my box. So I'm gonna. No, I'm gonna stamp first. Where's my tab? Stamp set. Do you know, I've got that many of the newer ones. I need to get another shelf. Isn't that awful? Oh dear. There it is. It's this one. Label Me Pretty. And I'm going to use this one here, Happy Birthday to You, because I absolutely love it. And this is my D block, which is the most used block that Stampin' Up does. And I'm going to go in with the darker colour, which is the Fresh Fig. And we're just going to stamp it to the side. Okay. So that's that. I must remember to clean that when I'm done. Where's my punch? Get my punch. And these punches give you just that lovely bit of a border around. Put that away. Okay, where's my sponge? Did I put them away? Oh no, who's nicked my sponges? There. And I'm going to use the lighter, which is the Berry Burst, to go around me tag. And I've just done like so many people done. I bought the pack of, I think it's 3 sponges, cut them in quarters, and then I've just stapled a tag on there to give me something to build. But I know lots of people have done it, so I'm not telling you anything different. Okay, so there you see, we still had enough ink on that to do, you know, more with it. And I'm just giving it a roughen up, showing it who's boss. Okay, that'll do grand up there. And I'm going to use some dimensionals. And I'm going to use some of the end ones. Let me cut them with my non-stick scissors. And the reason I want to use my end ones is because I want it to stick down like the way I've just had it on the card. I didn't want it sticking up, if you know what I mean. I'll show you now. And I'm itching to get my hands on the little mini dots that we've got now, and silly me, I stuck that in the wrong place. I think I'll have to go back and sit out in the garden after this. It's turned into one of them days. Now I'm gonna go down there, and it was there, I think, yeah, and there, so it's got a bit of a bubble in the front, if you can see. Maybe you can't, but it has. So, and now I'm going to use, we have some new embellishments. And I'm just going to quickly try and find mine. Yep. These are the in colour bows. And you get them in 2017, 2019 in colour bow embellishments, and you get them in a packet of 20. So you must get 4 of each. Yeah, 4 of each. Now let's see. Let me put that there. Oh. I like it there, to be honest. There. Or there. I think I'll put it up there. And this is a berry based one, and they all come with their own sticky on the back. She says as she tries to fight with it to get it off. There we go. And I'll stick it up there. And I'll go in later with my wing Stella, throw some on the flower and whatever. But there you go, ladies, gents, there's our card. I haven't put an insert in. I'm getting naughty. I used to always do that because I can't stand a card without an insert. Yeah, so I hope you give that a go if you do get the memory and more. And you get 1, 2, 3, and you get the rose one. I've already putting that on my planner, and then you get a leaf vine one. So yeah, you get quite a few, and if you use them as backgrounds, and as I say, they'll just wipe off once you've finished using it. I mean, you can see on there the tinge where I've had the ink, and all I'll do now is get a baby wipe and just wipe over that, and it'll be good as new. Okay, so I hope you give that a try. Let me see what you do, and I'll speak to you all soon, so take care for now. Bye.